Let us sit, knowing that the body is supported and surrounded by the presence of infinite existence. Nobody really has seen space, but everybody knows that objects exist within it. In the same way, we are able to take the whole totality of what we call ourselves and sit, allowing ourselves to be permeated by the infinite space, the infinite existence around us. In order to feel this in a tangible way, let us draw our attention to the very top of the head. There we will find a small circle of warmth at the very apex, if you will, of the skull. And we can visualize that this point, which is infinite love, is permeating slowly down the body. Let us feel it, first of all, spreading downwards to different parts of the head, expanding itself through the brain and the brain cells, the skull, down through the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the ears, and the chin. This head represents for us, normally speaking, because of the presence of the brain, intelligence, the capacity to observe, decide, react consciously, make plans, the capacity to calculate, appreciate, an internal world, not subject to the atoms of brain or cells, but something that has a quality. When you look at the physical world, we can acknowledge the presence of quantity, but not necessarily quality. The appreciation of the quality comes from our internal registration. It cannot be calculated. It can hardly even be described. And as we feel the divine presence filling us up, as it were, filling the shoulders and the arms, the tips of the fingers, and the chest, where the physical heart is, and where it is acknowledged that the deep central core of our being can be visualized as existing. That is the center of pure love. We can acknowledge the presence of this love by visualizing the presence of that infinite as a very tiny point in the depths or central part of our being. We can feel how this indescribable love, which has no reward, does not demand anything, can expand in a spirit of goodwill to every part and particle that we call the body, as well as the mind, and spread outward now, just as we were filled up. Let us fill up all the existence in the environment, all this corporeal world, restricted by a network of space and time that is extended to all worlds beyond the observable universe, to that area of potentiality where events are sitting, waiting to happen, and only time exists. Let us spread our spirit of goodwill, generosity. Let us spread our heart to every being, to every scene, to everything that blinks and does not blink, and to the area beyond, as it were, where space and time are no longer present. Let us spread our love and goodwill everywhere. For our essence is pure and infinite and all-abiding love. Let us feel this deep within us. Let us feel how we are continually being filled with the divine presence, filling all the limbs down to the leg joints and the toes, and all the internal parts, trillions and trillions of them, all working in divine cooperation with the inherent internal knowledge of how to manage things. And this totality of our own being is duplicated a millionfold everywhere. And everything that we can encounter and everything that we visualize is a fragmented version of that one totality, that one totality that is infinite pure being, that one totality that is infinite consciousness, that one totality of being that is supreme and infinite blissful joy. What happens when we do not feel well? What happens when we feel uncomfortable? What happens when our mood is down? It is because our attention is pitched away from this infinite that we are experiencing right now. Let us now make every effort to take our attention and tune it into this beautiful and expansive infinite. It is there expressing itself in us and through us. Let us assert, may all beings be happy, may all beings be peaceful, may all beings be blissful. Let us align our awareness by repeating the sound symbol of the infinite that we call Om. It is this creative primordial vibration that oscillates everywhere and manifests as sound. We can feel it expressed in the vocal cords. We can feel it expressed through the sound we make. We can feel expressed in a different way through visible forms. We can feel it expressed in all things that have color, shape, definition. We can feel it expressed in all things that the nose can catch. We feel it expressed in every movement of everything. We feel it expressed in the growth of a flower or a plant, even a simple blade of grass holds the secret of internal expression and growth. Let us spend a few moments feeling ourselves saturated with this divine essential vibration. Let us contemplate the mind itself, for it is this mind that is symbolized by the moon. The moon is so full, so large, so beautiful, has encapsulated our imagination from time immemorial. We can wonder at the glorious arrangement of the planet Earth that rotates, and of the moon that is a satellite around it, without which the tides do not get pulled. It seems to be a unique arrangement in the whole universe. We seem to be at the very center of the whole of rotating cosmos. And at the very center, even of the beautiful moon that showers its rays upon us and guides us in the darkness, just as it is lit, as it were, from borrowed light of the sun. Still, that which lights the sun is that which is deep down in the very heart of our own being. If it were not for this life of life, love of love, light of light, the breathing that we are aware of will not take place. We can feel how the breath leaves the nostrils, how when it enters, it is cooler, when it leaves, it is warmer. The miracle of respiration, and behind it all, the presence of the glorious one, that one of eternal, harmonious energy, intelligence, light, beauty, radiance, goodness, truth. That constant one ever shining. And because of its presence, the heart is moving. And because of its presence, and because it is pure love, we are able to respond with a yearning heart, allowing us to make an internal prayer. Oh, that one, that great Lord, that lords over everything. Grant us a yearning heart. Grant that all our energy dispersed in desires and wants and anxieties be all concentrated into one yearning heart, whose effect is to acquire the grace of divine vision and the stillness of eternal presence. Let us align ourselves with this pure stillness, this beacon of radiance, whose complete energy gives movement, life, and expression in the human body. And grants us a sense of aesthetics, of beauty, of harmony that expresses itself in an interest in art, culture. Let us open our heart in compassion and acknowledgement of this eternal presence everywhere. And just as the glorious moon in its fullness benignly shines on all, reflecting itself in the waters of a lake, giving us growth and coolness, calling us, as it were, by tugging at the earth. This eternal and beautiful arrangement of the dance between the moon and the earth has its effect on our mind. Let us acknowledge the presence of the lamp of the mind, which displays the world outside through the senses, but also the inner light, shining on the inside to reveal what is there. That glorious one, unborn, whose consciousness is unflickering, deep, deep, deep within us. Let us sink down deeply into its presence. Let us lose ourselves in its glorious presence. Let us swim, as it were, in the nectar of bliss. Let us not worry what happens in the next second, for time itself also is lost to us. No space, no time, only pure being. Let us establish ourselves in this immortal self within. Let us see how the nearest conception we have is a Jesus, or a Ramakrishna, or a Buddha. The highest ideal revealed to us, blessing us, and inviting us into a mystic union where the nearness becomes the oneness. This body is not ours, nor the mind. We have no eyes or nose or ears, no past, no future. There's only the eternal now, the continuum that is existence itself. Nothing belongs to us now, for we ourselves are the eternal ocean of bliss. We are that. And if we were to have a body, it would be thousands and thousands and thousands of bodies, all occupied by us. Let this love that is deep within us be realized in everything. Let us feel the divine grace flowing through everything. Let us feel this one existence as everything. Let us access this peace that passes all understanding. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. And before rising from the seat, let us continue internally chanting this sacred mantra, this Om, this protecting thought. Or if you have a mantra from a guru, repeating internally this sacred mantra as the sound embodiment of this chosen conception of the ultimate existence and consciousness and bliss absolute.